Hello and welcome to this week's edition of a Thinking Boy podcast. I'm your host, Cesar Perez, with a very special guest, Ulyssis from Inside the Northside podcast.
Yo, what's up? It's your homie Inside the Northside podcast. Actually, Inside the Northside, which
We're
is...
on the north side, yeah.
finally, after however many episodes that I've been over there.
Hell yeah, dude, we're in the north side. Appreciate you for coming through, bro.
Dude, appreciate for you having me on here, man. It's nice to come on someone's podcast.
Hell yeah, dude.
I like
This is
coming on people's podcasts.
this is my first podcast, like, little crossover episode. I've never done this before, so this is exciting.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, like I said, you just started with not that long ago, so... Dude, you're like I said off air. You already got Uncle Tino.
I got my boy Tino
You got Inside the Northside. We're doing crossovers. Oh
Hell
man,
yeah,
you
bro.
already.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Something like I'm sure we share in common. We've been wanting to do this for a minute. You know, just the whole aspect of podcasting to me is very fascinating. I've always been into it since like 2010, 2011, listening to like Ricky Gervais and shit like that. I was a huge podcast fan. And I've always wanted to do it. I was going to ask, how did you get started? And kind of an intro to the people, if you will.
Well, how I got started. So before I was doing podcasting, I was actually doing music. I was in the music scene. I had been in the music scene since 2012. That's what I wanted to do when I got out of high school. I wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to play bands and stuff like that. So after a couple failed bands, after 2017, that's the last band I was in. I was stuck. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with Comic Palooza.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Comic Palooza, every year they have like this podcast program. And you would see these guys sitting at a table, or women sitting at a table discussing comics, movies, whatever. And I would always watch them. And I was like, what are they doing? I was like, I wonder what they're talking about. I never got to sit in to any of their panels. But I kind of watched them from afar. So mid 2019, I was like, you know what? I got to do something. Every time I've tried to start something with a band, it's been unsuccessful. So I was like, hey, I'm going to start a podcast. So I told a couple people, and they're like, yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead. I don't know what a podcast is, but fuck it. Start it. So from May of 2019 to around August, I did research. Looked up what is a podcast. I was listening to different podcasts. I was trying to come up with a name for my podcast. All the basic necessary stuff.
Awesome name, by the way.
Dude,
I love the name.
It took me so long to figure out a name, and
Same.
I didn't even know.
Here.
I don't. People ask me like, "What was the name? Are you gonna name the?" I was like, I don't even fucking know. Everything else is like a blur. And then I was like, Inside the Northside. I told a couple of people, and they're like, "That sounds stupid." I was like, I know, and I'm like, nah, bro. It's like, this sounds awesome. Inside the Northside. And then some people started mocking it, and I'm like, whatever, bro. It's like y'all gonna hear it
right
one day, and then it's gonna become so like, yeah, Inside the Northside. You know, people are gonna start saying this shit. So I came up with the name, came up with the logo. Luckily, my brother's an artist, so I asked him. I was like, hey, I need you to draw me something. These are the aspects that I want. This is kind of what I'm looking for, and he did it. I liked it, and yeah, dude, around October 12th of 2019, that's when I started my first podcast, uploaded the first episode.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And from there, it's been a crazy fucking ride, man.
Hell
2.5
dude.
years? Damn.
I mean, you have a lot of episodes, dude. It's very daunting for me to be like, go back to listen to them. I only listened to like I said, the Texas one, which was awesome. That was just awesome, dude, like putting on for Texas like that.
Thank you, dude. I was so... fucking like not annoyed, but I was like nervous because I was like, I don't know if people are gonna want to listen to this because it's like just me talking about Texas, and I have a lot of LA friends, and I know a lot of other people, and I'm like, I don't think anybody's gonna want to hear about Texas. You know,
I didn't know you were. I didn't know you did it on your own. I honestly thought you had like someone else
co-host.
So I'm like, this is awesome. Like, it would be a good way to like introduce myself to him, you know, through the audio, just hearing you talk about and just have a whole episode by yourself. I thought it was like really good to like kind of gauge who you are, kind of gauge like little shit that you're into and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude. I like doing solo episodes because it's like a way for me to express and vent and talk about what I was going through that week or what I was going through that month and stuff like that. So I like doing solos. I like doing episodes where I get to like collaborate with people and stuff like that. So it's it's fun. Like I said, and it's funny that you thought it was two people.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know. I didn't even know how you looked like, bro. Till like the other day, I was like, ooh, let me click, and I saw, all right, bet. I was like, hell yeah, dude. I have a face to the voice.
Shit, that's why I try to take some glamour pics and try to post them up there. So,
bro, other thing, this has kind of been like a reoccurring theme on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that I hate my voice. I love your voice. Your voice to me is like very good for audio, bro. Dude, very, very good. Comes across very well.
I really appreciate the compliment. Your voice is great too. After a while, I mean, before when I started, I hated my voice, dude. I sounded like a fucking. Is it okay to cuss on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
I sounded like a fucking bitch, and like I was just like and I'm like, oh, God, yeah, the and the ums and the likes. I still do that now, but yeah, for the first couple of episodes, I hated my voice, but I just got used to it, and I was like, this is me. I have to embrace who I am, even though I sound like this. It's fine, but I mean. We both have good voices, so couple on each other. We're good.
I think through editing, even now, like hearing my voice back, it's kind of like messing me up. It usually like throws me off a little bit, but after a while, I get like into the thing. And editing and hearing the show over and over again, it kind of like numbs me to like me being like, I don't like it. Yeah, you know, me cringing on my voice for sure. But hell yeah, your voice is amazing, dude. That's the first thing I noticed. Like when I listen to your show, I'm like, man, he has a really good voice. Appreciate it. And I'm excited to go back. I mean, you have a shitload of episodes. How many episodes do you have to let the people know?
As far as I remember, I think I have 114 episodes.
That's a lot.
It should be 115 right now, but I took a break. I was going through some mental stuff and some personal stuff. And in all actuality, if I didn't take any breaks and I didn't take any whatever, I would be at like maybe like 140 by now, maybe 150 or 60.
That's still a lot, bro.
It's dedication. It's dedication. I'm dedicated to this thing. I love doing this podcast, man.
How often do you try to put an episode out or record?
At least once a week.
Okay.
So, for people that don't know my podcast, I try to do 20 episodes a season. So I do these things like TV shows. So I base like my podcast off of TV shows.
Okay.
And TV shows have seasons. So say, for instance, like I see you have Community. Community is one of my favorite shows. They have seasons. Everybody knows that. Was it 6 seasons in a movie?
Yeah, 6 seasons in a movie. Fuck yeah.
And dude. I think, was it season 5 is the gas leak year or something like that? Or season 4?
Well, bro, honestly, it's funny because I love the show, but after I'm pretty sure I haven't seen anything after like 4. I don't think I've seen 5 or 6.
Oh, dude.
I haven't. Because I know it went to like, it just kept going to different networks. And then eventually landed on like Yahoo, like some Yahoo thing that they had. Yeah.
After, I think it was like the first couple episodes for the last season. They throw in a couple F-bombs. I think it's hilarious.
Dude, I love that show so much.
It's so good.
And it's funny because like me and my friend Eric, who was on, we used to watch the show like religiously.
Yeah.
And I used to own them. So like I'd watch the behind the scenes. And then you look at some of the people behind the scenes, Dan Harmon, who went on to do like Rick and Morty and shit. And the Russo brothers, who went on to do like a bunch of like Marvel shit.
Yeah.
It's just insane, like that they were like there. Also, Childish Gambino, who fucking went on to like have an awesome career and shit like that in terms of like music.
Shout out to Childish Gambino.
Shout out to Childish Gambino.
You broke your leg at fucking Voodoo. Dude, it sucks. Before we go back to what I was talking about, the reason for a shout out is because 2018 or 2019, I went to Voodoo Fest in New Orleans. He was supposed to perform, but that's when he broke his leg.
Damn.
So Travis Scott filled in for him. So it's still cool. I still got a win-win. But I wish I would have seen Childish because that was like his last like tour, I guess.
I was gonna say I don't remember like seeing any him kind of be like active. Even when his new album that he dropped during the pandemic, he didn't really do like a tour or anything since then.
No, I think he's done. But back to what I was saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I do seasons for my podcast, and I do 20 episodes a season. I try to do because after a while it gets boring. You get burnt out after a while. Mm-hmm. So yeah, dude, I try to do an episode each week. Sometimes I pace myself. Sometimes I schedule out on my everything. I'm very, I guess, anal on scheduling and stuff like that. And I know it's a lot of people, and especially people that I know, are gonna be like, dude, why can't you just go with the flow? And I'm like, no, it needs to be like this. It needs to be like that. And it sometimes it bites me in the ass, but I like it because I like structure. I like scheduling. I like everything knowing everything's gonna go this way and everything's going that way. So I guess you can say perfectionist, but I have my flaws.
Hopefully, I'm in that way in some aspects. If like we were closer towards Friday, I'd be like, oh shit, I need an episode like to put out. Like I'd have to ring up Vern or someone to like we got to record something. But with it being like what's today, Monday or Tuesday? I mean,
Today's Tuesday.
Is today Tuesday?
Yes, today is.
I don't even know.
Taco Tuesday.
Honestly. It's Tuesday.
I don't know. They blend in.
It being Tuesday, so I'm just like, all right, I have plenty of time to get the show up and shit like that. So I know I have time to work, but as it gets closer, I'm definitely like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that's why I messaged you and I was like, hey, when do you want to do this? Because as a fellow podcaster, and I know where it's like people are like, hey, so when do you record your podcast? I used to record on Friday nights. Mm-hmm. And then upload on Saturday morning. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's a lot of stress. So what I started doing is I messaged them and say, hey, when are you free? Oh, I'm free Wednesday night or I'm free Tuesday night. Cool. Let's do this episode. It gives me enough time to edit, upload it on Anchor to where it's scheduled to come out on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So it's like I made it easier on myself. So I was like, I wanted to make it easier on you because it was like, I don't want to stress you out.
Oh, appreciate
it. And
you're
like,
dude.
Fuck, dude, I gotta have this episode out.
Nah, like I said, usually like Tuesday and Wednesday are when I try to. I give myself Monday off, and then Thursday I usually try to have the show out by then. If not, then at the latest Friday. Mm-hmm. I've been saying Friday everywhere. It says Friday, but I've been pushing them out like Thursday and Wednesday, depending on how fast I can like turn around and edit them. Mm-hmm. But dude, this is crazy. I'm so like. It's insane to like that I'm gonna be on yours later. We could just tell people that later on I'm gonna be on your episode or your podcast. So it's gonna be kind of a part 1, part 2 kind of thing, which I love. I love that shit so much,
dude. This is the second time I am doing
like a
crossover with a person named Caesar.
Really?
Yes.
What?
And if you guys don't know, and if you know, you know, just go back and listen to some of the episodes.
Shit.
But yeah, dude, this is awesome. I like doing this. I am so glad I hit you up and we're doing this because, to be honest with you, I had this thing scheduled for June. I was going to have some women podcasters, some women musicians and stuff like that because I wanted to like, hey, there's women out there that are doing awesome things, man. And I had one of them. Shout out to Stephanie Joplin of The Luxury Dropout. But the other two just have been busy, and I guess they never got back to me. So I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I got one of them. I was like, let me just get some people and throw them out there and let them get recognition, you know, for what they're doing, regardless if they're not a woman or not. So
right.
unless you identify as being a woman. So.
Oh no, I'm straight as arrow. But I was gonna say, I mean, you've been showing plenty of love to my show, dude, and I really appreciate that. I just want to say that on air. You've been like. And there's also this guy named Ray on Reels. I don't know who that is. He seems pretty cool, but he's always liking my story, and you guys are always liking my story, my post, and every time I post a new episode, sharing and shit like that. So that definitely means a lot to me, you know, especially as an up and coming kind of guy who's barely getting started in this game. It's really important. It means a lot to me for sure.
Hey, you're welcome, bro. I'm a big supporter of supporting local people, local musicians, local podcasters, local businesses, local taco trucks. Local is the thing. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I'm going to show you love because it's like, I see you doing your thing. And, you know, not that many people showed me love when I was doing my thing. It was kind of hard because I didn't get, you know, people looking at my stuff and sharing stuff. But if I can do what those people couldn't do, then I'm going to do it. You know, I'm going to show you love. I'm going to show other people love and just put them out there. Because if I can do that, somebody else is going to see it and be like, I'm going to go check out this podcast, you know.
I'm so glad we're doing it now, or that when you got started when you did, because like you said, for a while, a lot of people just didn't know what it was. You know, you'd say the word podcast and everyone's just kind of like, what?
Is that a radio show?
Yeah, what is that? Is that a radio show? And it's so much more free than a radio show, you know. I would never want to do a radio show. Unless it's like an online one. Then I'd be like, all right, I could play some records, talk a little bit, play some records. But like to cut to commercial every 30 minutes, you know, and kind of like be like a fucking showman. I'm just kind of like, it gets phony to me. Not phony, but it gets more of like a routine kind of thing where I feel like this is more like free flowing. There really is no like structure to it. I have some questions and shit like that, but for the most part, it's kind of like there's a conversational thing that we do.
Yeah, dude. I understand the whole like, is it kind of like radio? And I had a friend of mine. His name is Chris, and he has a podcast called the Kickback LA Podcast.
Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris. He was on. We were talking about radio, and he started off on radio at his college, and then kind of transitioned into podcasting. And he was doing sports and stuff like that. And we were talking like radio's dead, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he was. Yeah. I said that. I say that 100%, and I truly believe it. But he was like, no, it's not really dead. There's Sirius XM radio, and there's this and this and that. But like you said, like people didn't know really what a podcast was. They kind of was like a radio show, like 94.5 The Buzz. And I was like, no, it's not. But
the Buzz.
But the Buzz, you know. But it's totally different. It's free. You don't have to follow a schedule. You don't have to do, like you said, ads and stuff like that every 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. It's free flowing. So it's something more. But in a way, Rod Ryan is kind of like a podcast in a way, but it's it's just on radio.
I wonder if because as a kid I used to listen to like the BOX 94, the box and shit like that, and also like 104.1 KRB Houston. I used to listen to shit like that with Rula and Ryan, I believe, were their hosts.
Yeah,
with those two, and like once I got a computer, I was like, man, I love listening to these in the morning, but eventually I have to fucking go to school, so I'm less like, damn, like I'm trying to hear what happened in the rest of the like show.
Yeah,
and I try to look for their archive back in the day, and I didn't really get to find it, but I'm sure they have to upload the audio somewhere, I'd imagine. No,
I think it's on iHeart.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure. So
that's cool. Shit, I'm glad they do that. Cause some of them that like those people, they've been grinding for like years. Rod Ryan for years.
Years. Like, he is the GOAT of like Houston radio, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, he has a whole festival. It's kind of nuts. He has like a whole festival like every year, and has pretty like big artists on the fucking festival when you think about it.
I used to listen a lot to radio while I was still doing podcasts because some of my inspiration is from radio. So I, Rod Ryan in the morning. What's another one? ESPN Houston Sports Radio and stuff like that. I think I listened to an AM show. I forgot which one. But radio is some of my inspiration. Because it's like, okay, well, they can be funny like this. They can do this and talk about this and this and that. Especially Houston sports. The ESPN has really like helped me out a lot. Yeah. I mean, some of those guys, what's his name? I forgot. Raheel and Barry and all those other guys. If you know, you know. But yeah, man. I mean, radio is dead and it sucks. But it was good while it lasted.
Would you say it's the same for the music aspect of radio, or would you say more just like talk show kind of person?
I think so too, man. Because music on the radio is just the same garbage that is regurgitated every day. That's why I really, really, really prefer Spotify, because it's like you don't have to listen to the top. You could look for the top 10, but
that's always there.
It's always there, but it's like there. You can just, it's free. You're into the musical wild. You can look up anything you want. You can discover anything you want. And that's why it's like, I like Spotify and Apple Music and stuff like that than to the radio. I haven't listened to the radio in years, dude.
I haven't either. Whenever I turn on my car, the radio is on and I hear like 30 seconds. I plug in my phone immediately and like I'm off to like either listen to a podcast or music. Honestly, I listen to a lot of podcasts just like on my way to work. On my way, if I have someone else in the car, then obviously I'll put some music on. But for the most part, it's just like podcasts.
I'm the same way.
For sure.
I'm the same way.
You said you were, well, I don't know if you want to get into that, but that you drive. Do you drive for a living? Or?
Yeah, I am a professional truck driver. So nice. I have a CDL. Been doing that for the last 4 years. So what I listen to mainly a lot of podcasts when I'm driving out working. So I have my headset and I'm just listening to everybody's podcast. It's funny because
I'd imagine truck drivers are kind of like keeping radio alive in a way, no?
Hell
like
no. My truck driving is different than maybe an 18-wheeler truck driver where he's constantly probably listening to the radio, because there is some aspect of radio where they tell you like, oh, traffic's on 45 and this and that. So like some of us do listen to it just in case when we're going around town. But now, dude, a lot of them listen to like Spotify and stuff like that, and they'll get like alerts and stuff like that on their phone when they have to.
It's kind of crazy that like now, thankfully, that now once like the aux and shit like that, you just plug in your own phone. Because I remember the days of CDs, I remember the days of all that, and it was just you get a CD and just like, man, I really like this artist. And then you put it in, you're like, well, this kind of sucks. Like, I only like a couple songs, you know? I've had that so many times.
It's like Russian roulette.
With Eminem, shout out to Eminem. And I always have love with Eminem. He's kind of like Green Day for me, where I loved Green Day as a kid. And like, as time went on, their music changed. And I could still listen to their new shit and draw like one or two songs every once in a while.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm not going to like save their whole album. Eminem's very like similar for me. That like, I think he's a great artist. Obviously one of the best ever. But like, as I gotten older, I'm drawing like less songs from him. Or I could still listen to his new albums and be like, oh, this song is for. I mean, he's still going fucking hard. It's just his production and shit like that. I'm like, whoa. Especially like at that time, like around Relapse, he had a stretch of like Relapse, Recovery, and all these. I'm just like, I'm buying these, and I don't know, really like them like that. You know, it's when I first started to realize like, damn, like I like some of these songs, but overall, I don't know if I'm keep playing this. Even playing it in the car, I'm like, it's good.
That's why CDs are dead, man. Everybody goes to digital now.
Although vinyls, I'd say, is like making a comeback in terms of just the art aspect. You know, keep having the physical copy. Yeah, I would definitely want to get some vinyl.
I'm a vinyl collector, so yeah, I totally understand. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is. It's something different than CDs.
Also, the quality. It's the best quality ever. Like,
perfect quality.
Technically, it's the best, right? That or FLAC, I'd imagine, are like the two.
Yeah. It's really, it really depends on your setup. Because I don't know if you know Ricky from Camera Co.
No.
Okay, so shout out to Ricky from Camera Co. We talked about like music vinyls and like having like the good vinyl record and having good amount of speakers and stuff like that. So I mean, you could buy a cheap Crosley little record player and you think it sounds great, but once you invest in a setup and then put the needle, it sounds way clearer.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a different aspect. I mean, the vinyl is like I said, perfect sound.
It is,
but it really depends on the setup. So, and CDs, like I said, you can throw them on in the car and it sounds good, but when you throw them on a setup,
it's not the same.
It's not the same. So,
yeah, my friend Fern, his girl actually got him a record player for his birthday, I think, or for Christmas. Like a really like a $200 like one. We have a speaker set up. That shit gets loud, bro.
Ooh, I know.
It gets fucking loud. I didn't like one time I plugged into the TV just fucking around. Boy, them hoes get fucking loud. I was like, damn. But they've been collecting vinyls and I always gift them vinyls whenever I can. And yeah, dude, it sounds amazing. Like fucking Swimming by Mac Miller. Oh my god, I've heard that album so much on my phone, but listening to it on vinyl, I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, there's something like. On vinyl, you can hear certain things you wouldn't hear.
That's what I'm saying,
like,
yeah.
Sometimes in digital you can, if it's really clear, but vinyl you can hear little things here and there that you would never thought if you were just listening to it. Like
it just feels so full to me. You know, the music just seems like lush, like very like this is complete. This is a complete like, you know what I mean? It's almost like the like not master. Well, okay, so there's the master sound, right? The fucking in a certain way, yeah, in a somewhat aspect, but yeah, it's a completely different sound, like you said. These fucking headphones are actually to the record player.
Oh, really?
And I've been using them to game and do this shit. they sound really good. Just the cord's longer than a motherfucker. I don't know if you can see it, but they're like the cord's like extremely long.
Oh, I love those cords.
Oh man, I've been meaning to get other headphones set up. So CDs, you said CDs are dead.
CDs are dead. Radio's dead. What else is dead? Blu-ray, movies,
yeah,
CD,
unfortunately, bro, yeah.
And it sucks because like I do collect Blu-ray and stuff like that, like when I buy movies, but it's mainly just digital. But I told myself if I ever moved out, I was like, I got tons of movies, so I don't ever need Netflix. That was a lie, because I ended up getting Netflix, Hulu,
HBO. Yeah, I'm the same way. Honestly, yeah, man, I feel bad to say it because, like, as a kid and a teenager, I used to love collecting movies. Going to the video store, I used to love it. If I can find some shit on Amazon, like on discount, when like a Blu-ray would drop like drastically, oh shit, I'm on it and just order it. And I haven't done that in so long. I couldn't even tell you the last time. I think I got the, and I didn't even buy it. My friend bought it for me. There's like a Wolf of Wall Street 4K like steelbook, and that was just me walking at Best Buy and like randomly seeing it. I was like, you want to give me this for Christmas? And he totally fucking bought it. And it was like cheap. It was like $12. Yeah. Which is insane considering it's like 4K. But yeah, other than that, I haven't been buying physical media like that in a while, which is so disappointing. But like I have hard drives and I have shit that I have it on. I just don't have it physically.
Yeah, I used to do that when I used to work at Target. I would buy movies,
man,
especially like during Black Friday.
Target.
I will buy physical copies, and then like for a while, I was collecting like the Marvel Blu-rays to have back to my Marvel collection, which I kind of stopped a couple years ago. Especially with like Star Wars too, I was collecting like that.
Oh
but
shit!
Everything's on Disney Plus or everything's on.
It's all there, isn't
It's
it
all
crazy?
there, so I don't have to buy it.
It sucks because, like, in many ways, like 4K is kind of the premium right now, at least the premium way to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Whereas streaming, even if you're streaming in 4K, there's a chance that like the whole stream wouldn't be, you know, there's going to be like a little bit of, I won't say delay, but it won't be as like full as the 4K version.
Yeah.
Which is which like it's not I don't know if it's enough to like make me just continue to buy like, you know, also they're expensive as fuck. 4Ks are really expensive, especially the Disney ones, like for Star Wars and Marvel. Them prices never drop, bro. Them prices are 24 or 27 like all the time. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. It's insane.
I don't know if I'm remembering this wrong, but are you a movie guy at all?
Yes, I love movies. Movies
Fuck yeah,
are
same.
a huge part of my life, dude. Ever since fucking a little kid. I mean, my parents are kids of the 80s, kids of the 90s somewhat too. So my mom showed me like all these 80s movies, and it just made me fall in love with like cinema. And especially like being born in the 90s too, it's like the movies that came out during that time, man. I saw them. So it's like I love movies. The movies have been a part of my life. Like I said, I love them.
Uh-huh. Would you say you're a bigger Marvel or Star Wars guy? Because to be honest, admittedly, I'm not a huge Star Wars guy.
I love them both. I love them both equally. I can't choose one or the other. I think Star Wars.
What is it? Because I don't get it, to be honest. I like Star Wars. I like Star Wars, but like I wouldn't. It's funny because I have a fucking like.
You have the Death Star right there.
I always have shit of Star Wars. Even as a kid, I would have toys of Star Wars, but I would never be like, "Yo, put it on," or "Let me read this book," or this and that. You know, until like the sequel trilogy, Force Awakens and all the other stuff. I was like, all right, you know what? Let me get back into it, and I liked it. And then, like, towards the end, I was kind of like, I don't know if I like these movies because, like, some of this shit. But yeah, I never, like, understood. Marvel, I get, obviously.
Yeah.
Comics, kids. I make the connection. But, like, Star Wars, there's that gap for me, at least. I don't know if it's an age thing because I'm 25. I don't know how old you are.
Okay. I'll be 29. So,
what is it about Star Wars?
You know what it is? And there's a lot of Latinos that will kind of agree with me.
Oh, shit.
It's like a novela. Star Wars is like a novela, pretty much. But there's just something about Star Wars, man. It's just it's the nostalgia feeling of like when you watch Empire Strikes Back or A New Hope and just like watching something of like that time. Mm-hmm. And then once you get into like something else, like The Phantom Menace, it's really just nostalgia. Because people watch these when they're little kids and they grow up watching them. You buy the VHS, you buy the DVDs, you buy the Blu-rays, you buy the 4Ks. You go and you buy like all this memorabilia of Star Wars. It's just something I don't know what it is to pinpoint, but it's such a good story, and it leads on through so many different decades, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a Star Wars nerd, dude. I have fucking lightsabers.
Oh shit,
that's how crazy it is.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's always been that disconnect for me where I'm just like, I get like the series, like I said, especially the originals. Mm-hmm. Bro, I love those. I love those so much. And honestly, the prequels, I didn't hate like that. I remember being like bored with the second one. And then the third one, I was like, man, this is the shit. Like fucking Anakin becoming Darth at the end. I was like, whoa.
That
was fucking badass.
I recently watched the prequels during the pandemic.
Oh.
And everything made sense. Because for a while, I was just like those regular Star Wars fans who were like, fuck the sequels. The prequels, sorry. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they hated them.
Fuck the prequels.
Growing up in the 2000s, I remember seeing the hate for them like vividly. They hated the prequels. And also, they hated Anakin or Hayden Christensen.
They thought he was like a whiny bitch.
Which honestly, I thought he was okay. I mean,
he was great.
I thought he was fine. I didn't think he like did anything crazy.
No, I mean, he did kill...
Oh, I mean, he did. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, his character definitely did some wild shit. But, like, in terms of... In terms of just the actor, I thought he did a decent job, passable job. I would never consider him being, like, a shitty kind of guy, you know?
Not really. Not at all. I mean, I don't know. I think some people just... They sit there and they're already judging the movie.
Before they walk in, they already have their minds made up. Like their minds made up.
This
for
is gonna fucking suck. But I don't know, man. Like during like everything that was going on in 2020, everything that was going on around the world, it made sense because I was like, it would show up in some of the movies, and I was like, oh my god. George Lucas is a fucking genius. And I was like, these movies are great. I hate Jar Jar Binks though. But
yeah, I'd say that. Even as a kid, I was like, what the fuck is up with this Jamaican alien
it's kind of racist.
Yeah, I was gonna say, low key, he has some that and the guy that owned Anakin, the Jewish kind of
oh my
Annie.
god.
I was just like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. It kind of, like I said, it opens like your eyes to some things because there are still some people that are around in the world that are still in slavery to people. Mm-hmm, so it, like I said, it opens up your minds. There's just it's crazy. But yeah, dude, the prequels are good. The latest sequels.
How do you feel about those? Because those are very amongst the fandom. I know that's it's very.
It's okay. They're good. I mean, I fell asleep through maybe one or two of them, but I think. The story kind of falls flat a little bit. I do like Kylo Ren. I think he's I love Kylo Ren.
I want to say that Adam Driver, my guy. That's my guy, bro. I love Adam Driver. Marriage Story. Although I haven't seen Marriage Story, admittedly, but he was in Girls. He was in a bunch of shit. He was in Silence, a Martin Scorsese movie. I thought he killed that. I mean, he's just a really good actor, and he was definitely my favorite. So the new characters, I'd say him. I never got into Finn like that, to be honest with you, bro.
I think they just wrote him very bad, and
I don't think they had a plan, bro. When I was listening to this shit, it sounded like they didn't really have a plan of like what they really wanted to do with this. Like it was kind of changing on the fly, you know?
Yeah.
Which is
they could have just thrown him in to be like, oh, we got a black character in there.
But it's insane that like a movie of that magnitude didn't have a plan, you know? It's fucking nuts when you think about it. Like, whoa!
I blame J.J. Abrams.
Or the girl, no, Kathleen Kennedy. She's another one that people like go after. I see.
I mean, it's hard. Everybody points fingers on who and this and that, but at least we got something good. We got the Mandalorian. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi. We got the Book of Boba Fett. It's
Star Wars funny because like I don't watch any of these shows, but I listened to this podcast, Frames Per Second. Shout out to Frames Per Second. And they review all this shit, and I listen to it at work, obviously, and like, so I've been hearing kind of the general like consensus of like what fans are saying. People love Obi-Wan Kenobi from what I see. Although I heard the last episode was a little divisive, but for the most part, people like have been really digging that and Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian, dude, it's like a space western.
That's what I heard.
So good.
It's very like episodic, like it's like a fucking straight up like western.
Old Mexican men will love that shit.
Oh man. Hell yeah, dude. That's. I'm glad you explained the Star Wars thing, bro. Because like like I said, I always had that disconnected, dude. So if you had to pick though, the best one out of all of them, which is there's nine. There's nine
in the Skywalker saga.
I was gonna say there's two other ones, huh? There's Rogue One and there's the Han Solo movie. Yeah, I guess Clone Wars too. There's a fucking lot of movies when I think about it.
But out of the Skywalker saga, which is the first 9,
what's ranking number one, bro? Is it Empire?
Think number one would have to be, fucking Empire. The Empire Strikes Back. It's just so like engulfed in like pop culture, like anything like the 80s. It's like Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, that had to be the top one. The second one would probably be like Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
The third one would probably be Revenge of the Sith, and then just like down the line. It's kind of like I have to like plan it out. I have to like talk to myself and figure out how this is decisive. Like recently I did that for Batman. Because me and my friend Russell, shout out to Russell Reinhardt.
Shout out to Russell.
We were talking about Batman, and I was in my truck and I was bored, and I was like, who are the definitive Batman? Like, who's the best Batman? Mm-hmm. And ultimately, my first number one is, I think it's Ben Affleck.
Right.
I think Ben Affleck is like Batman. That dude is Batman.
He embodies Batman.
Yeah, I mean, just, have you seen like Batman versus, the dude's a fucking like beast, man.
He's a beast, yeah.
He's a beast. He fit the suit well. He just had the attitude of Bruce Wayne.
I really wish he would have got his own movie, bro. You know, because BVS kind of felt that way. It kind of felt like a Batman movie for like half of it, a little bit.
Actually, the Batman that came out with Robert Pattinson, which he fucking killed, was supposed to be Ben Affleck's solo movie.
And then the whole like controversy of the director, this and that,
that would have been fucking insane, dude. It was supposed to be like an Arkham Asylum, like the video games, oh man, oh my god,
DC, bro. I always like DC, obviously, because I like love some of the characters like a lot, especially like Batman and his whole like rogues gallery of villains and shit. But they be fucking up. Like, at least now, like, they be fucking up, bro. Where I'm just kind of like, you guys own all your characters. Why are you making these mistakes, like, left and right? You know, it just seems like another Star Wars in terms of poor planning and shit like that. Just kind of like, let's go do this. We have to capitalize on it right now. And not really being like, well, motherfucker, what are you guys gonna do like after this, you know? Because Man of Steel I like, bro.
That's
like,
one of my favorites.
I really like that movie. I remember seeing it and being like, damn, why are people like kind of shitting on it? I thought the ending was kind of insane with all the people that died, but like, I literally felt like a fucking Dragon Ball Z fight and like a realistic one where people are dying. You know, Dragon DBZ, they're kind of like, you know, people are dying, but they're not really like showing them left and right. There's not a building collapsing with people like, you know, there was really realistic. Fucking action was off the charts, and I was like, man, what a good movie. And then BVS came out, and I was like, all right, it's not like the best, but like the action was good. Ben Affleck is fucking Batman. You got to see the Justice League and shit like that, a little teaser.
It took me 3 views of Batman versus Superman to understand it.
Yeah,
I saw it one time in the theater. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
You know what does kills it for me? Now you mentioned that? Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor, bro. He kind of fucked it up. He really fucked it up for me, man. I'm not going to lie to you. The whole lollipop shit.
Yeah.
Me and my friends still clown about that. That he had a lollipop and he popped it in Homeboy's mouth. The fuck was that?
I don't know, dude. Like you said, and everybody says that DC owns all their characters, so it's like, why are they fucking up?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, they're legit trying to compete with Marvel because Marvel
is... it's so obvious, which is like, why would you just do your own thing, you know? You'd think.
It's hard for them to understand that. So I think Discovery, the one that does like Discovery Channel, I think they bought WB or something like that. Yeah. Me and my brother were talking about this. I think they had like a meeting with some of the executives of DC, and they're like, yo, why is Superman not getting the credit that he is, and why is he not like the forefront character? I love Superman. Superman's one of my favorite characters. He's my all-time favorite character.
Superman?
Yes. And it's like, why is it just Batman? It's like, yo, where are the Superman shit? You know, he doesn't get that much. Well, to me personally, he doesn't get that much attention like he used to back in the day. But now it's all Batman, and Batman's a great character. Batman is a great character, but they suck the living soul out of that man so much. Where it's
he's
like,
definitely there.
Insane.
He's the cash cow. You know what I'm saying?
The cash cow,
which is insane when you think it'd be Superman for sure.
Yeah.
Because back then it was with all the oh my god, I forgot Christopher Reeves Superman.
I love those movies too.
Oh man. I remember one, he fucking flies backwards to like reverse time. That's insane.
Those movies, like, if it wasn't for that movie, we wouldn't have the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We wouldn't have anything.
Yeah, you wouldn't have anything.
That was like the what's it called? Like the pilot to like figure out like, okay, is this shit gonna work? Is it not? You know, I mean, they've had like Superman TV shows and DC TV shows like back then in the 60s, but it was like, can it be successful as a movie? Can it make money? And it obviously did. And it's like the top tier of like movies that, like, you know, you can have Endgame, you can have Infinity War, you can have Batman versus Superman, but it will never compare to the original Superman from 1970s. It's like,
just in terms of what it done at that time.
It was perfect casting, perfect writing. I mean, it was a movie of its time.
Yeah, I mean, they had The Godfather, bro. The Godfather was his dad, Marlon Brando.
One of my favorite fucking movies, dude. Fucking Marlon Brando was just like, he wasn't even in the movie, really.
Yeah, he wasn't
did everything
like
behind the scenes, so it's like, you know. But yeah, dude, that movie's like, they hold it with so much like esteem, where it's like nothing can top that. That is like the blueprint of every superhero movie.
How do you feel, because you said you're a big Superman, how do you feel about this? And these characters have been around. They're just kind of adapting them now. The evil Superman prototype, where it's kind of like a Homelander, or kind of like the dude from Invincible. I forgot his name. That kind of aspect. Are you into it or not?
Dude,
Where's the what is the James Gunn one that he directed? Where it's the little kids. Oh my god, what's it called?
I forgot, but I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, it's essentially like an evil Superman. Even the trailer, they made it look like Man of Steel.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that at all?
I think it's funny. I think it's interesting. Like Homelander, the dude is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Omni-Man from Invincible was insane.
Bro, I read those books back in the day, and and the fact that it's like getting adapted is crazy. Because when I saw, I'm like, why the fuck does it look so like familiar? And then like I was reading into, I'm like, oh, I know this. And I remember like where the book goes is insane. Like I don't think people are ready to see like how fucking crazy it gets, because it really gets insane in terms of like the other worlds and the other like shit they do. Nuts. It's gonna get nuts for sure.
I think it's cool. I mean, it's kind of like a play on, I guess, like, oh, it's like a Superman type. I mean, there's Bizarro. He's kind of like the evil Superman.
Yeah, evil Superman. Yeah.
But I don't see anything. I think it's like hey, you can take inspiration from that and just like throw it out there.
I feel like there's a trend though, for sure. I feel like there's definitely like trying to play up on it now. Like, oh, what if Superman became evil? That's kind of a thing that people are kind of like putting out there. But
it does get annoying after a while.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I feel that way.
So like, what if Batman was evil? What if the Flash wasn't?
I don't like. I like it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, just give me the characters the way they are, or not give me the characters the way they are, but like, show them struggle within themselves, show Superman be conflicted within himself, rather than create a character who's kind of based off Superman. Even though it's cool, like I said, Omni-Man and all this shit, I'm sure they didn't plan out the fucking timing of everything to be released, because the characters have been around for a minute. But like, I am into it kind of like, honestly, bro, because like I love comics, but I haven't read like a Marvel or DC or one of the big two. I haven't read one of those books in like years, and I felt terrible about it. Like, I keep up with them obviously through like little like clips on the internet and shit like that on YouTube, but like I really just read like independent. I just read Image Comics, bro. That's all I read, honestly. Like independent books, I feel like are the shit. They are so creative, they're original, and that's really what I value now. Because I didn't like in Marvel where like they kept pushing the characters to be like more darker, or like fucking Reed Richards and Sue Storm are getting like a divorce. I don't want to see shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to see that.
It's like, I saw my parents get a divorce. Why do I want to see these characters?
When they made like Ant-Man beat his wife, I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing, bro? Like, why are you guys like making these characters like dark? You feel me? Like, it kind of takes me out of it.
Yeah, it's the same way I feel about they making these characters woke. It's like, okay, I understand. You're trying to adapt to the times. You're trying to get more people, like, I guess, interested and be like, oh yeah, I recognize that internal thing going on with this character, because I feel that way, and I don't see a problem with it. But the thing I do have a problem is, and me and Russell talked about this, is like when they take existing characters and gender swap them or race swap them, or make them like their sexuality different. And it's like, I'm not saying that no, Superman shouldn't be transgender or bi. I'm just saying, I think in order to make those people make that representation more better, make a character for that. And there are tons of characters in DC and tons of characters in Marvel that are transgender, who are bi, who are gay, who are whatever. And it's like, if you want to have that character for the community, then shine a light on those characters and make them bigger. I mean, have them have a TV show, have a comic book. Like, I really suggest like the LGBTQIA plus, which is a mouthful, like partner with like Marvel or DC, or be like, hey, fuck it, we're gonna come up with our own comic books for the organization. Their own characters, and relate to issues that lesbian, gay, trans, asexual people go with. And I think it would be really awesome if they did something like that. So
yeah, dude.
If anybody is a part of the community, let them know to make their own comic books. It probably would kill.
Honestly, that's why like I said, I read a lot of Image books, a lot of independent books, and those books are inclusive. Those books have characters who are black, white, any kind of race, any kind of sexuality. They're very like open to and they're just super creative, bro. Like I said, they're creating these new characters in these stories that are unique, that are really good, really well written. I'm reading one called Saga. I don't know if you ever heard of Saga.
I think I've heard of Saga before.
Dude, I love that shit so much. I'm actually behind. The fucking volumes are right there. But it's such a good book, bro, and it's such a wild book. And they're actually talking about it, like adapting it. And I'm just kind of like, wow, that'd be awesome. But like those books, I feel like I'm gravitated to those more just because they're so creative and they're so unique and original. Whereas I see Marvel and I'm just kind of like, man, I feel like you guys are kind of like going back to like what, you know, I feel like there's a pattern there and I'm noticing it more as I get older, you know?
Yeah, no, the last comic I read was maybe like 2 years ago, and this was Space Ghost Rider.
Oh, shit.
So this was Frank Castle ends up becoming like the Ghost Rider, but he becomes like a space Ghost Rider. So he like travels space and stuff like that. And he goes back in time to like kill baby Thanos, but he doesn't. So then like Thanos is like his little like side character and like grows up to be like his I guess was it his muscle in a way. And I mean, it was not that bad of a story, but it was like, does this really need to be like
you really
made?
need to, yeah.
I mean, it's a cool concept. So he looks fucking badass, but why are you taking two characters, mashing them up, and then like
instead of just creating a new character who's a fucking
new character? You know, it just doesn't make any sense, and it's just they're trying to throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks, and it sucks because they're Marvel and DC, and it's like you guys have made legendary characters. Why are you going to this playground bullshit, you know?
And I'm afraid that it'll eventually bleed into the movies, you know, after they're done adapting most of the storylines, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it'll eventually devolve into that, you know, which is a terrible thing to say. But honestly, bro, like after Endgame, I was telling my friend about this. After Endgame was such a fucking peak, bro. Like, you want to talk about like a little kid. I was a little kid in that shit. I was crying. I was cheering. Like when Spider-Man came back, I just felt like a kid. And it was such like a high that like, after that, I didn't see like the sequel to the Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
What the fuck was it? No Way Home? No, not No Way Home. The other one with Jake Gyllenhaal.
What's it called?
Far From Home.
Far From Home. Yeah.
I didn't see that one for the longest. I didn't see the other like Marvel movie that came out for the longest. Just I'm like, I'm okay.
Because it couldn't like go to that level. It was
such a peak, bro. Like it was such a fucking peak. And even now, like I still like look up like crowd reactions to that shit just because like it was amazing. And I don't think they've hit that peak. They kind of hit a little bit with Spider-Man, the one put this past December, which I heard they're gonna re-release with the special features in September.
That's what I hear.
It'll be more Toby, more Andrew, more everything. So it'd be kind of weird that they're fucking taking a year to like re-release it, you know. But I guess because I know there was this rumor that there was like 40 plus minutes of extra footage, and then people bought the Blu-ray and it totally wasn't in there, you know, other than like a blooper reel. Nothing really was there, so people were just kind of like, what the fuck, where's that footage at? So I guess they're trying to like, you know, put it out there.
I bought September. The digital thinking that it was going to be on there, and
it wasn't on there, man. Shit. Yeah,
dude, but I totally understand. Infinity War and Endgame.
What a fucking 1-2 punch, huh? God damn.
I still cry like at the end when you see like Thanos won. It's like, bro, I've seen these movies and I know, but it's like just that moment of like sitting there and watching the movie when it came out. It's like, what the fuck?
It really is like a fucking modern empire, no? Like an Empire Strikes Back, because like the bad guy kind of won in a way. And even though the heroes aren't dead or anything, they didn't win. You know, they didn't win the way they wanted to win. You know, they fucking kind of survived the day. And like half the people died, which is insane. Like when Spider-Man disintegrated, bro, Jesus Christ, I was like, whoa. Yeah, they actually did that. Or Black Panther, who's like just made them $1 billion like 2 months before, they just like killed them off. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, it was insane. And then Endgame 2, just like,
oh man, just the wait. Fucking payoff, bro, man.
I watched it on TV a couple months ago, and I still was tearing up. I'm like, damn, I know this movie, but it's just so good, so good.
It is so good, man.
And I know, like I said, a lot of people probably, you know, the super comic hard people will be like, oh, it's not like that. But I'm like, dude, just enjoy for what it is.
Yeah,
bro. It's so good. We live in a time, bro, where this movie came out. It's insane.
You guys to enjoy. You guys to experience it in fucking as it was happening, like a pop culture moment, basically.
Exactly.
You know?
Like 20, 30 years from now, when they're
it's history
doing I Love the 2010s, it's
on
like
VH1, bro.
Yeah, on VH1 if it ever comes back, and then be like, yeah, I'm talking about Endgame. Endgame is pop culture. Like these movies are pop culture, bro. Yeah. These are awesome times. This is a golden age.
And honestly, there's a lot of silly shit in the comics that wouldn't work for the movies, bro. They just like wouldn't work, especially the storytelling. Like the way it's told, it just wouldn't transition well to the screen. I feel, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that they've done a fine job. I was a little disappointed with Doctor Strange, but not severely.
The second one?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I fell asleep.
Oh, really? I don't blame you, man.
I was disappointed too. Because I think they hyped up this movie so much where it's like, who's going to be in it? Are you going to get this person? You're going to get that person? We're going to get this
Cameo
person?
City. I heard it was Cameo
it was going to be
City,
like fucking mega bust of like cameos.
Tom Cruise. I heard a bunch of shit.
Oh, man, I was so pissed when that didn't happen.
But heard a bunch of like rumors. Then again, like, is that our own fault for getting fucking geeked about this shit? Or
no,
was it like...
I don't think it's our own fault, but I think it's just they knew what they were doing. They're like, we're going to hype these motherfuckers up. So when they go to the movies and pay for it,
it was kind of a different movie, bro, from what I thought I was going to get, to be honest with you.
And all that.
Yeah. Oh, man. I forgot about that, too. There was a shitload of reshoots. They reshot like, what, 70% of the movie? 80%?
Something like that.
It's insane. What the fuck?
Dude. I mean, the cool thing is that we did get, for people who haven't seen
Doctor
it,
Strange.
They got fucking John Krasinski as
man. They did pop me.
And then they fucking killed him.
Yeah, then they killed him like a couple minutes later on some shit. I was like, damn, y'all bold.
Oh, bro,
Professor X got fucking killed again. He's always dying, though. He's always fucking... Me and my cousin told them, like, damn.
I laughed when she snapped his neck. I was like...
I laughed when she came out and she was like the ring or whatever the fuck, when she kind of like was fucking pop locking. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
I thought it would be more scarier, quote unquote, because when they announced it, they were gonna like, this is gonna be like Marvel's scary horror movie.
It's gonna be their horror. That's kind of the.
I was kind of disappointed in it. So
they kind of fucking tried to put it out there that it was gonna be the horror movie of.
Because I don't really like horror movies. I'm not really a scary movie guy.
Oh really?
No, but
I'm the same way, honestly. I would never seek them out, but I totally watch them. Like I'm like a fan of the classics, Friday the 13th and shit like that.
Like like the classics. Yeah, like I have like.
I would never be like put them on though.
No.
I would never be like, yo, go ahead, throw that Nightmare on Elm Street, like ever.
I did see, what's it called? Not
Hereditary or
no, it's one of the classic ones. Oh. He's Pinhead. What's his name?
Oh, Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. One time at a Halloween party, there was no volume. We were just sitting there, just drunk, and just watching Hellraiser. I think it was the first one, and I was like, huh,
a good time.
It's like I never saw this. It was like it's weird. So I think it's a little less scary than with the song off.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the classics like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Jason, Freddy, all those.
Chucky, early Chucky ones.
No,
yeah, like Chucky.
That I have a childhood scar of that movie.
Of Chucky?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So my girlfriend tries to like do it, but I'm like, no, not abusive. I'm just saying. But like, I'm like, bro, you better quit. Like. I remember.
Do you mind talking about what happened?
Yeah, I can talk about it. I don't have a problem with it.
Because as a kid, Chucky kind of scared me a little bit. Him and Freddy kind of scared. I was never scared of Jason or Michael Myers. But him and Chucky, I was kind of like, man, one of my dolls like coming to life and fucking killing me.
I think that's what it was.
Pretty scary.
So, I remember this like vividly. My cousins used to live with my grandparents, who used to live next door, and. My grandpa would always take them to like Blockbuster or Hollywood Video to rent movies because they lived there. So I remember one time he was taking me to school, and for some reason, because my parents could, and I saw the first one, like the movie, like right there, and I was
Child's Play.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, and so from then on, like I can't.
How old were you?
I might have been like 6 or 7.
Okay.
So from then on, it just burned into my memory. So
man.
Anytime that movie comes on, the toys at like Spencer's, the TV show, like
you don't find him like because he's kind of a jokester now, right? I mean, he's kind of a funny guy.
Yeah, he's kind of played down now.
He's funny,
but
now.
even then, I can't. I can't do it. It's the same way with like my girl and Alf. She can't. Okay. She cannot look at Alf picture. She can't
Alf?
Look Alf. Like people laugh, but like she finds him disgusting.
I almost want to throw a picture of Alf if people don't know who Alf is on the screen. But I don't know if I'm gonna edit that, but we'll see. But Alf is like terrifies her.
She is because like he eats cats and he looks like
weird.
Yeah,
I guess his story is kind of fucked up. I didn't realize he's like an alien.
He's like an alien. Yeah, but like. She tries to compare it, and I'm like, no. That's an like evil fucking doll that could possibly come to life because
he's some scarred kind of up. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a scarred up fucking
it's fucked up doll. It's like I can't see it, and I'm a grown ass man, but I can't. That I've had coworkers.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's a lot of people are like, you're what? And I'm like, no.
Like, when you say that's like your, it's like a fear, like an irrational fear of yours.
I guess you could say
mine's are like for me, bro, personally. It's the first time I'm speaking on this. Rats.
Rats?
I can't fucking stand them. I don't like them. If you had a rat in your hand, I was like, this is my pet rat, Gary or the fuck. I'd be like, bruh, you and Gary got to hit the road because I don't fuck with no rats. Like, is there something about it where like.
So you never saw Ratatouille?
I've seen it. Yeah. You know, like, that's animated though.
Yeah.
But like Willard. You remember the movie Willard?
Yeah.
Or like, God, there was another movie with the fucking rats.
Was it like the one that Michael Jackson did for the...
Oh, Ben, bro. Yeah, Ben, huh? That's another one.
That's another one, dude.
It's another Willard one. But I'm thinking of, what was it? The Green Mile? Isn't there a rat? Mr. Bojangles?
Yeah.
Or the fuck?
Yeah.
Mr. Bojangles, that kind of shit. If you had Mr. Bojangles in your fucking hand, I'd be very uncomfortable, bro.
Yeah.
I'd be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and see, like that, I understand. I was like, I'm not gonna make fun of you.
I left the party the other day because I saw a fucking rat like going, and I was just like, nope.
All right, I'm gone.
All right, hey, bro. Catch you later.
Yeah, bro.
I totally left.
Even in Spencer's, even in Spencer's, like they have the dolls.
Oh, it's everywhere,
I swear to God, bro. Sometimes I just want to fucking kick the doll and just fuck it up. And then they're like, you have to pay for it. I'm like, I'm not paying for shit. Fuck that. You should not have this in this fucking store. But yeah, anything Chucky related. And I know people are going to watch this. And I know people are probably going to throw that shit. But like, dude, please do not. Because that's yeah. Because like I wouldn't do that to you. No. Rats. So it's it just respect people's shit like that. You know, I like I said, I can't watch it. I can't even hear it.
That's literally the only thing that freaks me out in that way, bro. Where I'm legit like uncomfortable, not even like queasy or anything. Just
like nope.
Yeah, like I could see them on the TV and shit like that. But like if one was right here, bro, I might have to move out straight up. I might have to move out, like, or I would have to like make sure it's taken out immediately. Like I would call into work and be like, yo, I can't right in the house, bro. Click.
They're like, serious shit,
dude. I just couldn't, bro. I don't know. There's something about it. I'm not afraid of heights. Obviously, I live on the 3rd floor, but like, I'm not afraid of heights or anything. I have like a little thing like that with drowning or anything, bro. Oh, you're into heights?
No, I don't like heights either. It kind of makes me queasy.
Oh,
but another thing, kind of like the rats, is kind of like roaches.
Really?
I can't do roaches, bro.
See, I don't mind roaches, bro. Because roaches, for me at least, done. No, but a rat, I can't step on a rat, bro. Although I've seen my stepdad take one out with his bare foot, and I was like, that's some hardcore shit. You're a different man. I can't do that. There's no way. That can't be me. Not me, bruh. You got the wrong guy.
I've seen mice. Like we used to have mice in our house.
Bro.
I've seen one drive my dad crazy one time. He was looking for. I remember I was a kid. This was like maybe early 2000s. I was watching Shrek, which is funny. This is a funny memory. I'm watching Shrek, and like I hear something, like that, and I see my dad, and he's just like hysterical. He's like, "Finally, I got you, motherfucker!" And I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he's like, "Well, there's been a rat in the house," and I'm like,
"What a sentence!"
Yeah,
there's a rat in the house.
There's a rat in the house, and he finally caught it. He was driving him fucking crazy, dude. That's a memory I have, and like a voice, like his voice note that I remember my dad like going crazy because he found the fucking right, like he caught it.
Fucking gross.
And I'm like, okay, now I know what kind of person my dad is.
You know, I one time we were eating this is when I was younger. I had to be like 12 or 9 maybe, and they had set up one of those glue traps that when the rat runs, they get stuck on them. Man, I started hearing that shit like on it, bro. I was like, this sounds so fucked up. I almost threw up right then, bro, because I was eating some food. I think I got like McDonald's or some shit as a kid. And I was like, what the fuck is that sound? It just sounded so fucked up. Because doesn't it kill them? Does the poison kill them?
It kind of, well, I think with the traps,
numbs them in a way, or when?
Like, they're stuck. So like, they're pretty much like trying to like, you know, bite their,
so
trying to get free.
up. That's what I'm saying. It's so fucked up dealing with the rat. Like,
It's
you
a fucked
gotta,
up way,
it ain't a roach. Like I said, a roach step, hit with the fucking sandal, and it's done.
But
it's kind of an easy
when
thing.
you miss them,
Well,
and they fly and try to catch you.
The flying ones are kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie to you. The flying ones are like very fucked up. Those are fucked up.
I can hear like the God, bro. I can't, bro. Like I told my uncle one time, he's like, "Why are you afraid of roaches?" I'm like, "Dude, I can't do it." It's like, I'm a grown man. I was like, I'll run and scream. I don't give a fuck. Right. I do not like roaches. They're disgusting. The same way like rats, disgusting to me.
That's interesting, bro. The roaches thing is interesting.
Bro.
The other thing, especially growing up on the hood, you fucking see roaches everywhere.
Oh no, I avoided those motherfuckers so much. My dog's scared of roaches.
He inherited your fear, bro.
We had one in the house. I was sitting in my little office space, and I see something moving. I'm like, fuck, it's a roach. And my dog's just looking at it, and I'm like, you gonna do something? And she just looks, and I'm like, she starts getting scared because it starts going closer to her. So it gets in my shoe. I get a broomstick, pick the shoe up, smack it against the wall. And the thing it flies to like the second level, like it goes down. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I just saved your ass too.
What about like spiders?
I don't mind spiders. I can kill spiders. That's not a problem.
Yeah,
it's just as long as it doesn't bite me.
I've never been afraid of spiders at all.
Spiders,
I hate them. Spiders don't really hate, but like mosquitoes, terrible. Ants, terrible.
I think I secretly just I think I don't have a problem with spiders because I secretly just want to be Spider-Man.
That's happened before.
So I'm just like,
wow, I got bit by a spider.
If this is the right spider that's gonna make me Spider-Man, then I'm not.
We'll do it. Yeah, we'll take the risk. I'm totally with you right there, bro. Well, shit, bro. We're coming on an hour. We still have to do your show. I don't know if you want to wrap things up here. And
I don't know. We can keep going if you want. I mean, depends on you, man. I don't mind keep talking for a little bit more.
I think it'd be interesting to end it here, part one,
and then wait for them to listen to part two.
I think that'd be a good like kind of transition.
Yeah, you're the host, man. I'm just a part of the show.
So if you're watching this on YouTube, part two will be linked down below. It'll be audio only, I imagine.
Yes, it would be just audio.
Just audio only.
But if you don't mind me plugging, you can find part two everywhere: podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. You can probably find it at the Pulga. I don't know. Somebody's selling it, but it's just gonna be audio only. But yeah, part two, it's gonna be good. You can trust me.
It's gonna be good. I believe him.
Yeah,
I believe him.
You'll like the way the episode comes out.
Hell yeah, dude. So part two will be over there. This is the end of part one. I've been your host, Cesar Perez.
And I've been Ulysses of Inside the North Side of the Podcast.
Till next time, peace.